I am an Indian student currently studying BSc Honors Physics. Good job in the UK. तो हमारा आदमी है. Long time viewer of yours, but asking a question for the first time. The reason I'm studying here is simple: lack of meritocracy in India, especially after the 12th standard. I completely understand, my friend. I want to know your opinion on Indian politicians choosing to spend estimated 2 trillion rupees or 21 billion US dollars annually on freebies. Do these idiots really not see further than the upcoming election? Forget planning for a century ahead. AI and quantum technology is something more than a decade away, and yet we are not spending anything there. That is why sometimes my blood boils when most politicians and their blind followers on both sides say that we simply don't have the funds. That is, in most simple terms, buying out the votes. So what you are speaking about is the ground reality of politics in India. No matter which political party you're from, or no matter who you are in politics, your existence and relevance in politics depends is solely dependent on how many votes you get, right? And in India, to get votes, the easiest way to do that is to polarize the public, and then that's one. And number two, to give freebies. Because the education system in India is so abysmal and pathetic that people don't realize that freebies will not advance you in life, and your family in life, in your country. But the education system has ensured that people remain mentally lobotomized and don't understand that freebies are bad. So the education system perpetuates the situation in India where you have to keep giving freebies to people to get votes. It's a self-perpetuating cycle. And I've been saying for God knows how long that we need to reform the education system. Nothing has been done. And you have freebies being given out by every political party. Doesn't matter which political party it is. So yes, India's politicians don't they simply cannot afford to look beyond the upcoming elections. It's always short-term thinking, short-term thinking, short-term thinking. That's what the system in India that exists in India has been designed to do. It's been designed to keep India a mediocre nation that doesn't achieve anything close to what its potential is. And the politicians who are in India, who exist in India, and who are in power, they have come to power because of this system. So why will they change it? So because of this political system, India is doomed to continue wallowing in mediocrity. Unless there is a leader with the cojones to, to take the system by the scruff of its neck and change it. But we don't have any politicians of that stature in India today. So that's where India is today. India is going to continue being the way it is. India was colonized after 1947. India supposedly got its independence, but we have this system in India which essentially makes us again colonized. And so you are absolutely right, my friend here. I understand why you left India, because of the lack of merit, which is another tremendous problem in India. You have freebies, and then you have this system where there is no respect for merit in this country, which is simply a way of telling people, those of you who can should leave the country, and those of you who can't should remain behind and try and do rent seeking from whatever is left. So yeah, so the difference between India and China essentially is that the Chinese have a centralized system, a one-party state, a dictatorship, and a dictatorship, if you look at all this, is clearly superior to a democracy. Democracy is you going down to the lowest common denominator. Okay, a dictatorship can be good or bad. If you have an evil tyrant as the dictator, it's going to be bad for the people. But if you have a good person as a dictator, a reasonably good person as a dictator, then your country can achieve things that are close to its full potential. And a good example for India is Ashok Maurya, the great emperor. As a person, he was not a very nice person. He was a dangerous person to be near. But as an emperor, he was one of the best emperors we had. So even a tyrant can be great for the country, for the civilization. But that only works in a dictatorship. In democracy, it's all about mediocrity. It's all about going all the way down to the lowest common denominator, which is all this culture of non-merit and freebies. So that's the situation in India today. And that's why everybody wants to leave the country. How can we blame them?